The final round, back nine. That sacred space where legends are made, where dreams will come true and nightmares can unfold. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat will dramatically be on display in this coverage as we embark on the exciting conclusion of the Sieravuori Challenge 2026. Andrew Gum and Jakub Semerád in the booth.
Hello guys, that was very nice intro, Andrew. I really like it.
Thank you. Just setting the stage for an epic battle that we have between you and Nestori Tuhkanen. He's got himself the momentum and a 3-stroke lead heading into the back nine. What's on your mind at this point?
Yeah, Nestori is definitely on fire. 6 down on front nine is a very good score. And I know I still have a chance to catch him, but it's definitely gonna be difficult if he's gonna be playing like this. But anything can happen.
Yep, he's on fire, but it's a pretty challenging course, especially on the back nine. There can be some big swings here and there. Who's on your bag today, and what's the preparation like when you come into a final round with a lead like?
Yeah, I got my friend Daniel who came here from Czech Republic to play Euro Tour, and we've been good friends for a long time, so it's very helpful, especially when it's raining a little bit, and we've been having a good time, and yeah, very nice. We got hole 10, pretty short par 3, 70 meters, basket located on this big rock. OB comes into play pretty fast on the left side. Nestor is choosing his forehand, throwing a little flex shot and stopping it perfectly on that rock.
Super good touch on that shot.
That's amazing.
Oh, wide right, nightmare kick to the left, OB early.
Eetu also going with forehand, turning it over a little too much.
Pretty decent kick though.
Pretty decent kick.
So you see Nestori parked and you're 3 strokes back already. What are you thinking here?
I'm definitely trying to park it also. I really like this shot.
Oh, look at that.
But hitting that rock and getting pretty unlucky break. But yesterday I got super lucky break, so I cannot be mad,
That's just about skipped up into the basket, though. Unfortunately, caught an edge and rolled into that OB. Tough break there at a very inopportune time, as you can kind of feel this thing start to get into Nestori's hands completely.
Yeah, Nestori could get 2 strokes on me if I'm gonna miss this comebacker. 9-meter uphill putt. But fortunately, I was able to focus and save at least a par.
Right in the heart, as you said, way uphill, more so than you can tell on camera. Clutch putt there when you really needed it the most.
Yeah.
Really nice to see that. I mean, tough break with the roll away. You threw the drive beautifully, though. I mean, you can't really be too disappointed. It's that kind of a green where stuff can happen, right?
Yeah. Nestori with just a tap in for his birdie. And now he will have a 4-stroke lead. That's already a pretty comfortable lead.
Yeah. 4 strokes with just 8 holes remaining here. Hole 11, par 316 meters. What do you got to do on this one to get yourself a birdie?
First thing is to hit this initial gap, but that shouldn't be a big problem for us. Then we have a second gap to hit. That is a little harder to hit because it's so much further. You can also get lucky through left side or right side, but everyone is trying to hit that gap on a hyzer, most likely with a fairway driver. Some people might go driver, including myself. And there is this big ant nest also that is producing so many ants on this green, and if you stand on the one spot for more than 2 seconds, you will have so many ants on your feet.
Well said. Ain't that the truth? Nestori kind of saws that off. Like it wasn't really the best drive, but it's still in a decent spot where he'll have a chance for the birdie.
Yeah, he actually didn't even hit the initial gap. He got lucky. He went left side of that 1-3, but sometimes you need to be lucky a little bit too.
Yeah, it was quite a shank, but decent result.
Yeah, Eetu with a very nice drive. I'm just trying to copy that line.
Really nice shape on this one. Oh, and that almost hit the basket. Man, back-to-back ace runs here on the back nine. You got, you can tell you're really fired up to try to make this win happen, showing a lot of heart, going after it. Really great to see.
Yeah, this hole very fits my line pretty well, so I feel pretty comfortable. Onni with a beautiful drive.
Yeah, this is a blind shot off the tee. Did you realize you were that close to ringing it up?
No, I had no idea, no. Nestori had a chance to make this long C2 putt.
Good bit.
Leaving it a little left.
And now you have an opportunity to scratch one stroke back here, and you do it with a solid putt.
Yep. At least I got something going.
Yeah, one stroke back and a little bit of momentum. Three strokes with 7 holes to play. Not likely, but anything can happen, and things can turn pretty quick, especially on this next hole with all the OB.
Yeah, OB left and right, long everywhere. Most people are just gonna throw backhand hyzer with some putter, trying to avoid this bush and slowing it down before this OB on the left side, and then there is just this big hyzer left, usually around 115 meters to the basket. It can get very swirly on this hole. The wind comes from different directions, and that makes this hole pretty tricky.
Yeah, well said. That's exactly what we're dealing with here. 4th most difficult on the course at 4.17 average today and 45 OBs.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Very tough. Eetu with an ideal tee shot. I'm going with my stable harp again. That's all you need.
Exactly what you want. Not risking anything with that OB on the long left. Like, because you want to be close to it, but not too close to,
Onni going a little lower line, just barely over the bushes, but that's just fine. And Nestori is going with this crazy line between the 2 birch trees with a forehand. Such a small gap, but he makes it work.
He's super confident with that skill. Just perfect angle every time.
Yeah.
Nice speed control. Putting himself into a fine position.
Yeah.
Just in a very different way than the...
Yeah, Onni had probably about 120 meters left to the basket, but finds circle 1. Nestori throwing it pretty low, and he's also getting some drops from the wind and comes up just short, but he crossed there on the right side, so he's gonna have a pretty short up and down for bogey. But that's definitely a chance for me to take some strokes back. Eetu also getting a pretty big drop from the wind, finishing just inside the circle.
And yeah, it did start to rain a little bit again at this point. What do you do to make sure you have a good grip and everything in these kind of conditions?
Yeah, it definitely helps to have a caddy, He can help you dry the discs and keep you under the umbrella. So that's very helpful, and I always make sure that my discs are not wet, and that's just key number 1.
Awesome approach there, putting it in the bullseye and putting some pressure on Nestori to get up and down for the bogey.
Yeah.
Some great gamesmanship there. He saw the opportunity, seized it, and that's going to be a 2-stroke swing most likely.
Yeah.
And just like that, you're right back in the hunt.
Exactly.
Battle on.
Onni with a nice birdie. Eetu unfortunately missing his circle's edge putt for birdie.
Yeah, He's been a little bit off on the green. Not by much, but makes the comebacker at least. So there we see it. Bogey and a birdie. And that's going to shift the momentum even further in your favor. You got 1 back on the last hole and now 2 back. Can happen quick.
But we see also Mio Hämäläinen being 9 down through 14. That's very impressive round so far.
Yeah, 9 down through 14 is a wicked pace on final day, so see what he can do. If he finishes strong, you have to consider that moving forward. Hole 13, par 3, 94 meters. Pretty unique hole. What's the game plan here, and what do you think?
There's definitely 2 options. You can either go backhand with the putter or mid-range, just barely missing this right side and hyzering. Not too much to go OB, but just enough to miss these trees, or you can go straight forehand or flex shot with forehand. We will definitely see both options from this group. You can see that little rain. And I'm going with that stable fire again. I was thinking that this might go OB, but fortunately it didn't get a big skip and I'm just safe. And also just inside the circle.
Oh, that's that flex forehand. Just fades a little early. Catches a tree. But yeah, nice straight skip you got on that one.
To throwing AVR X3. Seems like he's very
nice.
dialed in on this hole. This is an ideal tee shot with backhand.
Nestori going with that flex forehand. Overcooked. And it stays OB off the kick.
Yeah, he did similar mistake yesterday, but he got through the trees and stayed safe.
Penalized today for it. Puts the approach up on the green. Kind of a tester though.
Yeah.
For the bogey. With
Not
the pressure, you know,
exactly.
knowing that you're close for the birdie, so.
Yeah, I'll actually go before him and I have a chance to put pressure on him, leaving it a little low, getting pretty lucky to stay in, you know, for birdie.
Yeah. Sliding off those nubs, but up into the chains and settles into the basket for a turkey. And a solo lead after coming into the back 9, 3 strokes back, and then being 4 strokes back after the unfortunate rollaway on 10. The tables have turned.
Yeah, things can happen very fast on this course.
Yeah, and final round, you know, mistakes can be made. Pressure starts to mount. The further you move forward, the more you're aware of what it means and what you're playing for. Super exciting drama here. And a great hole here, 14, downhill par 4, 215 meters. Pretty tight gap, elevation drop.
Plays well over par, averaging 4.34. All you gotta do is to just put tee shot right about here. And then you still have a pretty tricky up and down, about 95 meters to the green. Very nice par 4.
Beautiful hole. Excellent design, you know, great skill tester. First, you know, hitting the straight long gap, and if you want to turn the corner a little bit, and then, you know, you got to shape left to right. Lots of nice looking trees.
Yeah, I'm going with this 9-speed honor. I know that it's a little too fast of a disc for this hole. I'm trying to throw it low, but I threw it a little too high today, catching that long side of the ideal landing zone, but that's still fine.
Yeah, hit the gap nice and clean at least. You're going to be a little bit pinched up against that tree, as we saw. It's just stuck right next to that, so it might be tough to get a swing. We see Eetu and Onni both catching some trees pretty early on in the flight. It's a pretty tough gap to hit, not gonna lie. Nestori
turning it over, getting a pretty bad kick. That's gonna be a tough par save from there.
Yeah, back-to-back bogeys, and now out of position off the tee.
On is just putting it in the spot where you want to land after first shot.
Oh, misrelease.
Yeah, but gets pretty lucky to be able to finish in the middle of the fairway.
Nestori has a gap, even though he's pretty far out of position. But he catches something early and it sails off a little bit to the right side.
Yeah.
We'll see where he ended up, but he's going to have to scramble for that par. And there you end up in a little bit of a tough place, pretty thick over there.
Yeah, I've been struggling with these shots in the past, so it's not the easiest thing for me. I was just making sure I'm gonna hit the gap and have an easy par.
Another tree hit there.
Eetu trying to save his par. That's a pretty nice shot.
Yeah. He'll be right behind that boulder.
Yeah, as we can see, Nestori is early on the right side, but he has this hyzer forehand line and he executes it pretty well.
Very well. That was a great shot, really, from a tough spot. When he gets a good kick, ends up just outside the bullseye. Here you are. You were kind of debating over whether to go with like a spike forehand or this kind of putter turnover.
Yeah.
Opted for the putter turnover and put it pretty close to the basket.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
Eetu with a beautiful par save.
He's quite a tall drink of water, so it helps to get over that boulder with the long, lanky form. Great par there. And Nestori for a huge par save as well. Stay within one stroke here.
That's very important in this situation. Onni taking the only bogey on this group.
Moving on to hole 15. Gorgeous hole, straight down the pipe, 109 meters elevation drop. Even more like, gradually and then quite sharply there at the end. Tight gap.
Very tight. It's also sometimes you can have some swirly winds on this hole, so that makes a straight shot a little harder. It's also pretty easy to sail it past the basket if you throw a really good shot. Very nice hole.
Yeah, great hole. 2.92 average. 25% of the field getting the birdie today.
And I'm hitting the main gap, but turning it over and catching some trees and then getting a very nice kick all the way to C1.
Great result.
Pretty fortunate too.
Eetu not so fortunate. Hits the tree on the left side. Ends up in the middle at least. Nestori left all the way and kicks a little bit left off the pine.
That's not the easiest par save from there, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, clearly frustrated. He kind of had this firmly in his grip through 10 holes, and now he's really slowed the pace.
Onni with a nice tee shot. Finishing inside C2. Eetu just trying to put it close to save a par. That's ending up about 6 meters. And Nestori, like I said, yeah, this is definitely not an easy shot, but he executes it pretty well.
Yeah, some pretty good ground play there. Oh, sick putt. Very nice stroke there from Onni. Just one down for the round, you know, not his best day, but great to see him get a good highlight there on a downhill putt.
Yeah, very nice putt. Nestori with a great par save. And now I have opportunity to take another stroke on Nestori.
Yeah, right in the heart. 2 strokes clear of Nestori. 27 under to 25 under. And he's actually tied for second at the moment.
Yeah.
So there is Mio Hämäläinen out there doing some work, getting himself to the 25 under mark. Pretty impressive. But you guys have a few holes to play.
Okay, we have hole 16, par 3, 97 meters. This hole is probably the hole that forces you to throw forehand the most on the whole course. You can maybe make the backhand work on this hole, but it's very tough. Most people are just gonna throw forehand. You can either go like a straight shot and try to miss these late trees, or you can flex it a little more and fade out just before those.
Yeah, we got to shout out Olivia Chinstead. She birdied it back-to-back days with the backhand line. Pretty impressive.
That's very impressive. And I'm pulling it left so far and getting a pretty nice break. That could have easily kicked left, you know, and that would have been such a tough par save.
Yeah, definitely a nice moment to get some tree love. You'll be, what, deep C2, I guess?
I think I was like 13 meters, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay,
so
nice.
Very nice kick. We saw Onni and Eetu hitting some trees. They are gonna be having some long looks for birdies. And Nestori has a chance to put it close and put some pressure on me.
He does just that. Great forehand, navigates the gap clean, sticks it pretty close.
Yeah. Onni with a super long jumper.
His range is crazy with that jumper. That one not his best effort though, a little bit left. Eetu puts it fairly close. Turned it a bit. Oh, such a good bid there.
Yeah, that felt very nice. I was sure it's gonna go in, but high miss is usually a good miss, you know.
Yeah, confident. Oh, solid stroke there. Making good from about 11 meters.
Looks like Nestor is gonna take one stroke back. Yeah, he does just that.
Valiant effort on the long look from you though with that stepper. It looked good all the way, just a tad high. And now Nestor has a little bit of momentum and he's just one stroke back with 2 holes to play.
Yeah.
He's got that power forehand for 17 that he put way up there yesterday.
Yeah, he definitely has a little advantage on this hole with that forehand. You can definitely make backhand work, but if you have a great forehand, it's a better option, I think. You have a bunch of trees here, OB on the left that you want to avoid. If you can finish here, it's pretty routine, up and down for birdie. But if you don't hit the first gap, it can turn into a bogey or even double bogey super fast. Very nice green.
Yeah, lovely greens throughout the property. Course is in prime shape. They've done a great job.
Nestori with super powerful forehand, getting a forward skip too. It looks pretty much identical to yesterday's shot.
Quite perfect, really.
He's very dialed in on this hole. I'm opting for this backhand turnover line.
Very well executed shot. Nicely done. What was the disc there?
There was a suspect.
Yeah. Really good shape. Onni in a pretty good spot too. A little bit shorter than you guys, but
just fine.
Yeah.
Eetu turning it to the right and getting through all the trees, and that's a sweet spot.
Nicely done. 3.92 average on this one today.
Onni was a little far back, so it was a little more difficult to hit one of those gaps.
Taking your heart, but catching one of the guardian trees. That's going to leave you just outside the circle?
I believe just inside.
Just inside?
Eetu missing that last tree, and that's a very nice shot. Nestor is such a huge drive. This is just a routine up and down.
Prime position. Little forehand approach. Puts it right next to the basket and puts a little pressure on you. You're going to have to make that putt or be tied going into the final hole.
Yeah. I definitely didn't want to be tight on the last hole because I knew Nestor has some extra distance compared to me, so he can pretty much park that hole if he throws perfect. So I was extra focused on this putt, and it felt amazing to put it in the middle.
Huge putt there. Given the conditions, circumstances, clutched up and drilled it in the heart. Putting world champion, looking on point this whole tournament. Lots of highlights from you. As we see Onni connect for the par. Nestori puts it in for the birdie, so 7 down for the round. Same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. With just one hole to play. Super tense and exciting here.
Yeah.
What incredible action. And what do we see for the final one?
We have par 340 meters. Place a little closer because it's downhill. OB left and right. Pretty windy on this hole usually, but usually it's tailwind or right to left wind, so it's pretty helpful.
Yeah, great finishing hole. 5th hardest on the course at 3.11 average. A lot of OB, a lot of score separation possible. A lot of pressure to feel, I guess, when you're standing up on this tee.
Yeah.
Especially when it can be a little windy.
Exactly, and Nestor has big opportunity to put some pressure on me.
Oh, little wide, catches some branches, but fights through. Might have took a little speed off it.
Yeah, pretty good tee shot, but he's finishing about 15 meters. So I'm not gonna go super crazy. I'm gonna try to do something similar because I know he has a pretty tough putt to make, and I have a 1-stroke lead.
Oh, got a good skip. Ends up about 12, 13.
12 meters, yeah, something like that. But also very important to be closer than Nestori, so
yeah, you get to
I can see what he does. And to going a little more early, that's ideal tee shot and getting a nice skip.
Beautiful drive. Well played back 9, keeping it bogey free. You'll have a pretty good look there for his 4th birdie of the back 9.
Onni with a smooth release also.
Yeah.
Also a nice drive, circle's edge.
Yeah, well played from the group.
And now Nestori has to make this putt to have a chance.
Oh, he drills it. What a clutch putt from Nestori.
That's crazy, man.
Finishes with a turkey when he really needed it. He got it done. But you still have a chance now to win this outright. What are you feeling here?
Little tailwind, so I'm trying to put it a little higher.
Oh!
I was sure it's in, and again I'm hitting that bend.
Some chains too, though. That was, just a hair high. You heard the rattle, the chains.
Was a good putt, though.
It was a great putt for the win. And a nice putt there to finish. 2 down for the round. $20 under. Eetu also finishing at 20, so they're going to tie.
Yeah, 3 birdies on this hole. That's very impressive.
And nearly a 4th for the win. But you're going to have to tap in, and we got a playoff, folks. Massive putt there to force the issue. Incredible drama, great action.
And we are going back to hole 1, and we will play hole 1 and hole 17 on a repeat. Sudden death.
Mikko Wiikman, tournament director, laying out the ground rules here and keeping the scores for this.
And Nestori going again with his Terminator. He's been playing this hole for birdie the whole week, so he definitely knows what he needs to do. So he's definitely putting some pressure on me because I haven't even practiced a birdie play on this hole, so I have to go with a little different disc and putting some extra distance on it, and I was able to execute this tee shot pretty well. Definitely within a range to be able to birdie this hole.
Yeah. So is that your furthest flying disc, would you say?
I wouldn't say the furthest, but it's still like a consistent distance,
Yeah. Ballista?
Yeah, Ballista Pro. And now I was 127 meters from the basket, but downhill. I'm going with a fairway driver. Unfortunately, going a little too long. OB.
Yeah, skipping over the banners into the lake. Great effort there. I mean, I like what you were trying to do. Kind of knew you had to.
And now Nestor has a big opportunity to just park it, and
that's what he does.
That's what he does. So
approach. Huge come from behind victory.
It's pretty much decided, yeah, because he has a tap in for birdie, and I have to make circle to putt for par. And I'm not even making that putt, so it's over, unfortunately, for me.
Yeah, so here Nestori will tap in a birdie 3 on the playoff hole 1.
That's insane, actually, because this hole was birdied only 3 times today, and he did it in playoff. Definitely deserves this win. He was playing great the whole week. Acing hole 4.
Yeah. Great sportsmanship there from you. Of course, it stings a little bit to be that close to the victory, but...
For sure, but it was a great week for me, and I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, you got to be. Awesome performance. And great work here in the booth. That was so fun to have you alongside me. And you performed at the top level, pushed a playoff, and yeah, super entertaining battle. Huge thanks to everybody who made this event happen, and yeah, what more can you say?
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was so much fun, and I enjoyed this event so much. I'm definitely gonna be coming back in future.
Yeah, excellent event, and it was a true pleasure to be alongside you in the booth. I hope we get a chance to do this again someday in the future. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you out there. Do what you can to support. All the love and best wishes.
See you.